Today we are going to talk all about the StockPerks app. Heard about it last night from someone on our live and said that their Princess Vacation Planner had told them that's the only way, that you now must submit your shareholder benefits that way, your proof of, stock ownership for that onboard credit. We're also going to talk about the Sun Princess. We've got new news about her. We've got updates from Delta Airlines, as well as I wanted to share with you something that I did at the airport on Wednesday as I was flying home from Boston that I was really not expecting to do, but I'm hoping it will smooth out my travels, and I want to hear what you think about it too. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Saturday, it's November 4th of 2023, and I'd like to start right off, of course, by inviting you to please subscribe to our channel. We'd love to have you with us, see you here as often as you're able to come, and I always look forward to reading your comments. Also, if you appreciate our updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? I know I ask for that every day, but with the YouTube algorithm, it makes it so that they offer our videos to more people. Alrighty, so thank you very much in advance for supporting us. Now, really quickly, Terrace, Don Family Vacations, mentioned in his video a couple of days ago about being on the beautiful Sun Princess for that inaugural sailing, and he mentioned that he knew we were going to be on that ship as well. And so I just want to say I am really excited to go on the Sun Princess inaugural. I very much look forward to seeing Don on board. We got to meet him briefly at the Vloggers cruise there on Norwegian at the end of January of this year, and he is just he's a very, very nice, very kind person. As nice as he seems on YouTube, he is that nice and nicer in person. So we look forward to seeing him, and we would love to do get together. So the next thing that I wanted to tell you, I am so excited. Today I am flying this evening to Miami to board the Carnival celebration tomorrow. Really excited. I'm going to be in an interior cabin, which is also a first for me. And I wanted to say Tony and Jenny are getting off of that ship tomorrow morning just before we embark. So I don't suppose I will have the chance to see them, and not that they would recognize us right off anyway, but I just am really excited, and I'm sure that they're leaving that ship in great shape for us. Now, here's everything we need to talk about today. So that StockPerks app. So first of all, last night during our live, Let's Go family member commented and said, "Oh, have you heard about the StockPerks app that Princess is now requiring that you submit your shareholder, like your all of the information you submit to get that shareholder onboard credit, like your stock statement and your information. You put it like with your booking number and everything that they require to apply that to your booking." Well, we followed up on that, and I am really grateful for those for who told us about this. And so I've done some research. So first of all, when you think of the StockPerks app, it's based out of Australia, and it reminds me a lot of Mint, where you bring all of your banking together. Like, in order to use the StockPerks app, you're going to have to enter your banking information, a lot of personal information. And like I said, it reminds me a lot of Mint. But what I really think an important note is someone was kind enough to share on our Facebook group the Facebook post that they had received from their Princess Vacation Planner. They were saying that you could no longer fax it or email it in to get that shareholder onboard credit. And I want you to know that nowhere on the Carnival Corporation website, on the Princess website, even on Carnival Cruise Line's website, nowhere, and Holland America, I looked at Holland America as well. On none of those websites does it say that that is the required method of submitting your information. If you look at Carnival Corp, they still have the information available with the email address that you would email your information to, as well as your the fax number to fax it to, if that's your preferred method of submitting your information. So while the StockPerks clearly is a method of doing that, it is surely not being required. So I don't want everybody to think you have to go hurry up and sign up for that. I personally don't like to put my personal banking information in a lot of places because I figure the more that it's out there, the more the chances for someone getting a hold of it. And so that's not a thing to scare anybody, but I do think you should think twice of what you sign up for. I really like being able to submit it via fax or email. I just email mine because then it just goes straight to Princess. I black out the parts that you can, when you submit your shareholder statement, like, your brokerage statement for that on credit, you need to have it show your name. It needs to show the dates so that they can see that you own that stock within 3 months of sailing. But you don't have to let them see all of your other holdings. They don't have to see your account balance for what you've got in that brokerage account. You can mark out anything you don't want to share. And I really like that approach. And so just putting that out there. So I just want to make sure you know that if it does come up that sometime down the road, the Carnival Corporation and their associated cruise lines start to require that, then I for sure will let you know. But that is not a requirement now. It's nowhere. It's not in Polar Online. It is nowhere on the Princess information. Like I said, Carnival Corp, that whole thing. They are not requiring it, so don't feel like you have to do that, okay? Okay, if you've got other questions about that, let me know. And I don't know why on a Facebook page, I find it really interesting that that's the mode of communication. I feel like official communication should come in another way rather than on a Princess Vacation Planner's Facebook page. That seems like a very I don't want to say unreliable. I'm not accusing them of anything, but surely a corporation would communicate in a more secure way with all of their clients rather than popping it up on somebody's Facebook page. Just throwing that out there. So check that off your list of worries. Okay. The next thing that I wanted to let you know is, you know what? The beautiful Sun Princess is doing her sea trials. Right now, she is over there in the Adriatic, kind of between Italy, Croatia, Montenegro. We looked it up this morning on Cruise Mapper, and that is where she is. So excited. And it's on marine traffic too, I think. Gordon said he looked there, but really excited that that's going well. Hope everything is on schedule for her. Like I've said last night, I would like to think that being here 3 months out, to December to January. Yep, 3 months out, almost to the day, February 8th, and today's November 4th. I would like to think that they would have let us know by now if that was not going to come to pass on February 8th. So we'll keep an eye out. But yesterday, I was talking to you about a lot to do with the Sun Princess, and I'm not sure that I made really clear that in addition to all of the new shows that they are offering, they are kicking up their game when it comes to, they're going to have a new sail away party, new nighttime welcome show. We've not had a nighttime welcome show before. New themed deck party, new game shows, and a new memorial farewell show and light spectacle. I mentioned that last night in our live. So I really think that when we get on the Sun Princess, we're going to have a new ship to experience, but we're also going to have like a whole new experience to experience when it comes to all of these different shows. It looks like in the Piazza things are going to be different. In the Piazza, they talk about there's going to be some pop-up entertainment there throughout the day and evening. They mentioned having statues, those ones where people are like dressed up or whatever, and then they stand there. They're going to have mimes, they're going to have music, they're going to have that big screen, so it'll be interesting to see what part that plays in the Piazza there. So really a lot to look forward here and see where Princess is going, see what they've got in mind as far as entertainment, as well as a brand new ship. So, and also eating. There's going to be a lot more options, a lot more to look at and think about. So we're going to be busy trying a lot of options on that ship. We're saving up a little extra money so that we can plan to try out the different dining options so that I can tell you about them. Alrighty, finally, we've talked about Delta here and there. I told you when they changed their loyalty program and how not crazy I was about that, and then they pedaled it back a little bit. Hopefully we're going to hear a little bit more of pedaling back, but maybe not. So we are where we are with it. But I do want to say I noticed a headline that they posted that they had like record revenue in the third quarter, as well as double-digit operating margin, meaning that they were doing well, to put that in layman terms very quickly. Interesting thing is, though, is they have also announced that they are going to lay off some of their corporate workers in order to increase their profit. One thing that I have noticed the last gosh, this year that we have flown on Delta, I told you we go on Delta a lot because Salt Lake City, which is our closest major airport, is a hub for Delta. And one thing I have noticed is that at the counter, there are not as many people when you go to check in. And I've noticed it for the bag drop, how you can check in and then just drop off your bag, or you can go ahead and I go through the Sky Priority line and check our bag that way. There are a lot less workers than there used to be. Now, where do I notice this? I noticed it in Salt Lake. I noticed it a lot in Boston. Boston used to be to me, and I've been flying in and out of Boston for 18 years now, several times a year, and it was always a really quick airport for me. You could get there close. I don't want to say close to when your flight would go, but you didn't have the worry of huge long lines checking in there at the Delta counter and going through security. But all of that has really changed this year. You have to bake in some extra time when you're going to go to the Boston airport there, and I took video because I was so taken aback by it on Wednesday. There we were. The flight was supposed to leave around 6, I think it was. And you only had a few workers, and it's that way every time I go. And it doesn't matter if I'm catching the flight at 6:30 in the morning and or the 6 in the evening. There's one in the middle of the day. I've done that this year a couple of times. It doesn't matter what time. There are not very many people working. And then over in the security area, they have they do it really differently there. They have a person stationed standing there to look at every single person's boarding, like if they're looking at your boarding certificate, boarding pass, whether they're looking at the paper one or just the one on your phone, to make sure that you're Sky Priority before they will let you in that line. So you have lines that are huge. Well, on Wednesday, I was a little bit late getting to the airport. I got there late because, first, I thought my son we were thinking that maybe he could take me to the airport. His meeting went really long. So I went to get an Uber. And it took a long time for my ride to be picked up. And we were just right there in Cambridge. So we had that. So I was later getting to the airport than I expected. Then I have a long wait at the line for Delta just because they don't have enough workers. And then you have this huge long security line. So by then I'm starting to really worry. And so the lady for Clear was coming along. And I know that membership in Clear actually is included. It's one of the things that with my Delta Reserve card, they will cover that cost. That's one of the perks that you can sign up. And so the lady with Clear, of course, is coming. I mean, this line to get in that TSA pre-check line was way far down the concourse, very long. And so she's coming along asking people if they want to join. And I was like, how long does it take? She's like, 5 minutes. It took 10 minutes, but now I am all signed up. And so if you have a Delta Sky Miles number, how much was it? I want to say it was around $140. They give you $10 off. And so I'm going to just get a statement credit back for that. But I am going to try it out and see. For a long time, it seemed to me, and it depends on airports, I know that TSA PreCheck and Clear were very similar. You wouldn't have to worry about having both of them. But it has really become the point in time in travel that I think it's worth it to have Clear. I'm going to let you know, though. Don't go sign up today. So today, when I go to the airport in Salt Lake, is going to be my first. So I used it in order to get through. In Boston, I got through that line so much faster than if I would have had to stand in line. I kind of looked at people and like made a note of where they were in the line when I decided to do that, so I could decide if it was worth it. And I was clear through security before it was even their turn to show. You know how you have to show the agent your thing before you go put down your stuff on the belt to go through and everything. And so I'll let you know if I think it's worth it. Never in my life did I think I would worry about having both of those, but some days things come in really handy and things come up that you're not expecting. So tell me if you are a member of Clear, if you've got Clear and TSA PreCheck, how it works for you, what you've noticed with different airlines. Because I know that as we cruise, we all use a lot of different airlines. That's why I talk about airlines here, is because some of us have the luxury of being able to drive to some cruise ports. But if we cruise very much, you always go places that you end up having to fly. So I think it's really important that we stay up to date with what's going on with the airlines. I really appreciate you all being here. Don't forget to come with me on the Carnival celebration this week. I'll look forward to seeing you. Sail Away is tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll go on a little bit before that. that and tell you how things are going. And I'll show you the sail away party, the beautiful scenery there as you sail out of Miami. I'm really, really excited to share it with you. So I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.